What's up, guys? We are past the pop culture. Welcome back. I'm Ricky with my co-host, Mr. here.
Hello.
And today we're gonna be talking about a couple things that are kind of interesting. I'm kind of disappointed, but we do have one good thing, which is Top Gun Maverick movie. The other thing being that the state of play that PlayStation put out recently, and I don't know, I'm underwhelmed from the games list, but Top Gun Maverick, just to give my non-spoiler review right off the bat, was pretty hype. I thoroughly enjoyed
so
it.
good.
Yeah, like I was literally like, I was walking out of there, I'm like, man, I was like, just shave the beard, get the mustache going and everything. Like I was like, man, that was a manly movie. That's what I felt like. It was like, you know what I mean? It was just pure adrenaline. So like, that's kind of like my surface level,
Well, that's what
review of
everybody
that.
says. So,
And that's what everyone's saying. Like I haven't seen one bad take, like one bad review for like the movie. Like everyone's been like universally like, yeah, the movie's good. Like clearly it was nostalgia bait. You can definitely tell it was nostalgia bait, especially because like talking to my dad, like he was like, yeah, like in a weird way, it kind of pulled on the kind of like
on the
the
feels.
heartstrings a little bit, like on the feels. Like it was kind of like, whew, time's passed, huh? Like kind of like that. Like that's kind of how he felt, and like I can definitely see that that's kind of like what they went for in the movie. Was kind of like this was mainly made for like the man who grew up in the 80s, right? And then they're kind of like in the 50s now, because a lot of the movie, again, this is going to be spoiler territory when we're reviewing it and talking about it. A lot of it has to deal with Tom Cruise's character Maverick having to realize that he's getting old, right? He's kind of like, he's becoming obsolete, right? Like especially when they're talking about like, oh well, soon enough we're not going to need pilots because it's just going to be robots,
Which is weird.
piloting it. So and then we got drones and stuff and everything, but that he was like, his kind is about to go extinct, right? So like the whole, I like, it definitely did play a lot, especially like the font that they used at the very beginning and everything.
The very beginning was 100% the same as the original, which is like instantly I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm sold. First 2 minutes, just the intro, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, and the music, of course, like everything that they did, like it was very nostalgia baity, but it also said it is in the same vein as the first movie, but it does kind of stand out differently. It does, I don't know, it just didn't feel like the first movie. It did feel like a continuation. I feel like a lot of the times when they do these continuations, it does rely on the nostalgia, but I think it tried to become something of its own, right? Like a continuation, like a next gen kind of thing. So that's what I appreciated, is that because sometimes you get these movies and it's clearly nostalgia bait, like with The Matrix, the last one that came out. It clearly relied on like the very first, Matrix movie. Like, hey, you remember how great the 1990s were?
Let's watch it, episode 4.
Yeah, and it's like, remember the first movie? Ah, that was so good. Like that's basically the whole movie, right? Like it was just kind of garbage because of how they relied so much on what made the first movie so good. They never did anything to make this new movie anything different or to elaborate on the world or a story. It just was like one note of, hey, remember how great this series used to be? And like it was kind of nice just to see, like, you know what, we got a good movie. It was awesome, right? Like it was pulse pounding, just adrenaline, anxiety driven movie. Like just sitting there, like, oh, is he gonna make it? Is he gonna make it? And it was just fun. It was just fun, like watching it. I'd see it again.
100%.
On a scale of 1 to 10, would you rate it, Fan?
I give it a 9. The only reason it's not a 10 is because we didn't watch it in XD and my eardrums didn't explode. That's literally why I didn't give it a 10. Like right now, honestly, movie of the year. I'm calling.
Really? You're saying that movie of the year?
I 100% thoroughly enjoyed this movie, Ricky, to the point where I'd see it again.
Morbius? Morbius is a movie.
It's Mrphen time.
Dude.
Side note. Hold on. Side note. Really quick. Did you hear what happened with that? Jared Leto did a video, Morbius 2. Morbius 2, it's Morbin time. And so that was the video. Yeah. They re-released it, only made 300,000.
Yeah, it was something like, like they only made like $180 per theater or something like that. Like it was something like we basically memed it so hard where Jared Leto found it, and then he really, I don't know, because it was like, it's kind of hard because of how meme culture is on the internet. it is better to embrace the meme, but sometimes you have to realize that people are laughing at you, not with you.
It was all sarcasm.
And I think he wanted to be in on the joke, but it was like, dude, you ruined this movie. Like,
you are the
joke. It was like, it's like when people were making fun of him for the Joker, right? Like, it was, we're laughing at him because it's like, all right, dude. And Jared Leto, he's got like an interesting past. I've like watched YouTube videos like talking of like where he's kind of.
You should have stuck to music.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but yeah. So I'm like, I'm not a Jared Leto fan or anything. So like to me, it's like, he's kind of interesting guy. That's all I gotta say. But I'd keep your daughters away from him. That's all I'm saying. But
okay. Anyways, change the subject quickly, please.
So
back to Top Gun, a true good movie.
No, the Morbius movie is movie of the year. Unironically, man, it's gotta be.
Not.
They made Sony lose money. The movie squeaked out just a little bit of profit. Re-released it in 1,000 movies and then put them like at a loss. So that alone, the movie flopped twice. What movie has flopped twice in a row like that? How do you do that?
Well, what movie's been released twice?
It's like, it's just it's the movie of all time. That's it, man.
No,
just I don't. Yeah, like the meme's dead now. Everyone's saying because like they're all in on it and whatever. But it's like, it was. I was getting a little tired of it. It is still, a funny little meme here and there, but it was like all the comment sections were just like, it's Mrphen time. It's Mrphen time. Like the more creative ones I did enjoy, but it became kind of like a copy pasta. So like, it was kind of like, oh, okay, guys, like it's starting to get unfunny here. But, still a good meme though at the end of the day. But back to Top Gun. I'd give it like a good 8.5. Like 8.5. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because remember, I don't really do 10s. So true, a 9 is basically a 10 for me, right? Like I don't think
so
like
8.5 is technically a 9.
Yeah, in most other people's like it's still a highly regarded movie where I would say when a movie's like starts getting to like an 8.5, it's like you should see it. Okay. Like 9 for me. Or 9.5 is like you have to see it. You have like there's like a different experience here, kind of thing. I would say like it's really good. 8.5. Like it is. I enjoy it a lot. But yeah, I get like the gut feeling of it is like an 8.5, like in that area. Like I think
I can't think of a sequel that is so well made. It's like clearly like it's obviously a sequel, but it's like one of the best made sequels like I've ever seen that I can think of.
Sonic 2?
No. This was way better than Sonic 2. I mean, apples and oranges at that point. Okay. That one's apples and oranges. But it's like Top because like of course I didn't see Top Gun, when it came out because I'm not old. But like I saw it and I was like, okay, this movie's pretty good. It's definitely a Macho Man, movie with weird undertones. And it's like, all right, let's watch Top Gun, even though it looks kind of weird. And it's like I watched it and I was like, this is like number 1, but like 30 times better. And
yeah, I mean, I saw the first Top Gun movie like a few years ago or so, but yeah, it does kind of strike a chord, I think, with that male audience. Like there's just that undertone of just being like that bad, bad mofo kind of like, macho.
But it had feelings, and it's like, how the memes on TikTok is like, this is the only movie that grown men are going to cry on, and it's okay. Like I almost cried like 6 times. Like,
well, there's like a lot of heart to the movie that I was not expecting to be there, where it kind of made me sit there and be like, dang, what am I doing with my life? But besides that, it made me kind of feel like, oh wow, like there's like the camaraderie of like the people and like pushing each other forward and stuff, and it felt really good, man. It was basically an anime at that point, But no, I'm just kidding. That one, I'm trolling on that one.
Okay.
Because the power of friendship and everything, It's,
I mean, like Tom Cruise.
See, the movie utilizes the power of friendship, but to like a manly way. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's kind of what it's like. It was like you could do it. Yeah, but it was pretty sick. Emotions. Yeah, but it was pretty sick though. Like, cause it like So, because Tom Cruise, of course, does a lot of his like own stunts. Mm-hmm. So, always watching Tom Cruise, I'm like, I always get like a bigger sense of realism, you know, because knowing that like, oh, he's probably doing some of this stuff like legitimate. Like, I mean, I'm not saying he went in and like, you know, destroyed some Russian missiles in real life, but you know how the stunts are orchestrated, like, you know, it's kind of like, oh, you know, like that's
like
that's
he cool, actually flew the jets and everything. You know that, right?
Yeah, he flew the jets. Yeah, I'm just saying like. I'm not saying that like, oh, I think it actually happened in real life. Like I'm saying like, but it's cool like the way his stunts do it. Like it's awesome that because he has his like flying license, boating license. Like he's done like all this stuff.
He's the definition of a man.
Like he's done a lot, and like it's pretty crazy. Like, man, dude, like.
Do you think that's why it was such a good movie? Because it was like not like hardly any of it. Well, a lot of it was like CGI. It was like more realistic. Like the actual flying around and all that?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like, because it doesn't rely on the CGI to do a lot of stuff. Or I should say the CGI complements the real life aspects to it, right? Like the actual set pieces and stuff. And so, I did enjoy that. I like it when movies don't rely on CGI to do like just stuff that could be done practically. And so I always think it's really awesome. Like, when they do things practically, because it just gives that extra like that extra sauce, you know, like a little spice in the sauce that like just like it just pushes it that much forward to be like like that's awesome. Like especially like, oh man, what was that movie 1917 or like Dunkirk and like those kind of like war movies, right? Like when they actually have like when they don't CGI things as much and it's just like real set pieces and stuff like that. I always enjoy it because it just gives me like a real sense of like being in the movie, because when you start when you rely too heavily on CGI, it starts taking me out because like my brain's realizing like, oh, that's not a person, or that's clearly like, you know, not practical. It's not real. Like or even subconsciously you realize like, hey, the lighting doesn't make sense in the scene, or you know what I mean? So it's like, I always enjoy practical. I think in movies, when they can go practical, they should go practical. I think it just makes for a better viewing experience. Yep. So I do like it when they do that. So like just for that, like alone,
because you should pretty much feel anxious in like these type of movies, right?
Like you feel like because you feel like you're in, you know, you're along for the ride, like you're in, you know, in the seat. Yeah, so it's really awesome. I think like these movies that come around, of course, that are just. I don't know. They're just good action.
It's a hit.
Yeah, but I was like, I honestly like. I'm glad I didn't give like a hot take before this, because part of me was like, it's gonna be just nostalgia bait and it's gonna be okay. It is, you know, there is some nostalgia bait, but it's pretty good. It's like
I didn't want to watch it in the beginning.
Yeah, I was kind of like I don't think I'm gonna watch it. Like, it's Top Gun. This is kind of like. It's probably not really for me, but I think like it was pretty cool. I did enjoy it.
Well,
but
it's his top grossing film ever for Tom Cruise, so he definitely you know, deserves it.
Yeah, because they're doing like what, that other Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah, that trailer was interesting.
Movie. Yeah, that looked kind of interesting too. But I don't know how many Mission Impossible movies.
I don't know. It's like number 12,000 or something. I lost count after 2.
It's just because it's never like Mission Impossible like 5 or something.
It's Mission Impossible, different title. Well, this one's a part 1, so there's 2 more videos or movies. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah, like I've totally like lost track of like the Mission Impossible canon and everything. So I'm like, but you can pretty much just pick up and watch and still enjoy it. It's just you know, action.
You know what's weird? I kind of enjoy Tom Cruise movies.
I do.
Like they're not bad, but they're like enjoyable to watch. Like action movies, I think of Tom Cruise, which is weird.
Yeah, I think it's like in the same vein of like why Tom Cruise of course was back in the 80s, but it's the same reason why you like to watch like, you know, Bruce Willis or, you know, like, you know, The Rock, right? Like in these kind of movies, like they just have like a certain presence in film that it's just enjoyable to watch. Like usually the projects that they're in, you know, they're kind of interesting, you know, Die Hard or whatever. You know, or, you know, Jumanji for, you know, The Rock or whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, sometimes, like, there's at least, like, a base level, like, you know what? Yeah. Like, maybe it wasn't the best or whatever, even if they did kind of, like, not too great in the movie. But it's still, like, there's a certain level of, like, enjoyment you get out of it. Exactly. Like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, it's okay. But, yeah, you know, it's, like, at minimum, it's just like background noise that you're willing to put on, for some of these. But I always enjoy for like I always enjoy a good Tom Cruise movie, right? I think again, I think it's just because he does a lot of practical stunts, right? Like especially in the Mission Impossible movie, right? Like that whole thing where he was like actually on the side of the building, like climbing up, and it was like all stunts. And apparently in the trailer though, and I'm not sure if this is true, but in the newest Mission Impossible trailer where he jumps off the cliff, that's actually him. Like he's actually jumping off. Like of course he has strings and there's like a helicopter holding him, but he's actually like that's real. Like he's actually doing that stuff, and it's like,
what if he secretly has a death wish? Because man, all these stunts, I don't see like a typical stuntman doing this.
I don't.
And this guy's old.
The amount of testosterone and pure like just not caring, like the confidence in. Like I wish I had like a quarter of that, man.
If I was like that at 50, I'd be doing stunts too. All right, like I don't know, man. I'm afraid of heights. I'm like, oh heck no, I ain't going outside. it's like
the car starts going a little too fast, and it's like, all right, hold down.
Slow down, Tom Cruise. Slow down.
But no, it's always good. I always enjoyed the movie. But Top Gun, I definitely would say, like to go and watch it. I think it's a good summer blockbuster. I think it's the strongest contender for a good summer blockbuster especially that isn't a Marvel movie. Because I felt like for the past few years, it's only been like Marvel movies that have really been kind of coming out and being like the summer blockbuster hit. But I think that Top Gun really like has like a chance to be like the summer blockbuster movie for 2022.
I don't think anything's gonna beat that movie right now. Well, maybe like what's it called? Nope. That's the next one that comes out.
That one looks good. I want to watch Nope. We'll definitely have to review that, but well, that one would be an interesting one because that one is like, oh man, I would be creeped out the whole movie.
Just seeing like the little head of the alien, I was like, oh heck no.
We're gonna be like Shaggy and Scooby Doo in the theater. Yeah, like oh man, that's gonna be an experience. But yeah, like I'm very excited because I did like Get Out a lot.
Get Out, those are so good.
Yeah, so I have to see Us. I've been meaning to see Us, but I just
we'll see it before.
I haven't had the chance to. But yeah, like I do like it because they're not all connected, but there's like similarities or like references or something. Yeah, like
they're like the same but different.
You'll see something. Yeah, like they take place in kind of like this shared like universe kind of thing. But it's like like I really like what Jordan Peele is kind of coming for like in these movies. I think
he's very good.
Awesome. So yeah,
man.
But
not to the boring news.
State of play. State of play. Going to the boring stuff. Okay, so general sentiment online, and if you guys have any different opinions, let us know in the comments down below if you're listening to on YouTube, or check out our twitch.tv/pastthepopculture and continue the conversation over there. But with the state of play, I felt like it was underwhelming. Like I felt like I was sitting there and everyone was just kind of like, what is this?
Yeah, question marks, question mark.
So I don't know what games you're hyped for. Again, let us know in the comments and stuff. Like if you're hyped for anything. Pretty much only everybody's talking about Street Fighter. Like that's been like the main discourse is just like, oh, Street Fighter looks pretty sick. Right?
Well, that and Resident Evil 4 remake. But
a lot of people are like, we don't want another remake. That's what I've been seeing. Like a lot of people are like, oh, we don't want another remake. We want something new. And I understand. I'm not a huge like Resident Evil. Like I've played them like here and there. But I've never really like.
You're not a fan.
Been into it. Yeah, I'm not like a fan, so I can't really like talk on it. But it seems like some people were like kind of like frustrated. They're like, we want a new game. We want this and we want that. Like we don't want a remake. Like if we want the remake or if we want to play the game, the old game, we'll just go play it. And I understand the sentiment there, but it's because remakes are just kind of like usually they're pretty easy. You redo it. You don't have to come up with new characters, material. Like you just kind of do it. Well, it's a remake, so they're gonna probably add in new stuff. It's not a remaster. But for the most part, you don't have to come up with completely new things. And of course, it's pretty much going to be a seller because a lot of it's relying on, again, like the nostalgia of like the old games, the goodwill that the old game had. So yeah, like I don't know. I'm not too like, up the butt about Resident Evil 4 remake, being upset about it. But I think if you want something new, you can be upset about it. I understand why there are people like that, but I don't know. I'm more kind of like just give me Street Fighter 6. I just want it.
It's not coming out till a whole year. I don't know why they show the trailers like 3 years in advance. That bothers me so much.
Also, I thought they showed off Tunic earlier. Like I thought they said. I remember Tunic. I could have sworn Tunic was like shown off earlier, and they're like, "Oh, it's coming to console."
No, it's on Xbox.
Like for PlayStation. It's on Xbox. Sorry, it's going to the PlayStation console. So like, I thought they already did that. Or maybe they just.
I don't even know why they showed it. It's like an old game technically.
Yeah, but like it's just, I don't know. But again, Street Fighter 2, that was the most hype thing. I'm Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 6.
What about Spider-Man coming to PC?
Yeah,
that's kind of big news.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but just get a PlayStation, dude.
I mean, it's cheaper. But it's like I hate these. I don't know, the state of play where it's like, okay, it's 30 minutes, sure, but it's like how many announcements? It's like, okay, it's a remake, game's going to PC, update, and then the rest are VRs. They only showed 1, 2, 3 actual game trailers. Well, 4, and then 5. Okay, yeah, so 5 game trailers, and then the rest are just like VR, Tunic, and then
but there's nothing like new outside of
exactly. Well, exactly, except for the Callisto Protocol, which we should talk about.
Callisto Protocol. Okay, so that one, I wasn't really paying too much attention to.
Okay, so I am, and I need this one. This is the same company that made Dead Space.
Okay.
So, and then like, I don't know if you watched it, but that was a disgustingly gory and spooky trailer, and I'm all over that.
Definitely feels like, would you say almost like spiritual successor to Dead Space kind of thing? Like that vibe?
Because he kind of has like the suit and everything too, so it's like, well, it's like...
Yeah, because I saw part of the trailer, I just really was like, I just didn't really catch my attention, so I didn't pay full like attention to it. But
and see, it's coming out this year, Ricky. Scary.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, a lot of these announcements don't really come out this year, though, isn't it? Like,
well, just the Callisto. That's it, actually.
Yeah, because I've been like, Stray's coming July 19th.
Oh yeah, and the cat game. I forgot about that. I'm actually.
But like, how long have they been showing that off like though? Remember, years? Like that was when that's like PS5 was like coming out, and I wanted to play that. And I was like, oh, okay. I still haven't bought the PS5 because I personally don't feel like PS5 is like 100% worth it right now to go out, fight the bots just to get a stupid PS5, right? Like, it's like I don't know. Like, I don't feel like the PS5 library right now. I mean, it's like it's not super competitive yet, if that makes sense. I don't feel like, because they were starting strong with like, was it Demon Souls?
Mm-hmm. I can't even remember.
Spider-Man, I guess, but that was technically PS4 as well, or something like that.
Oh, the Miles Morales one?
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn, but that didn't come out till this year.
Like, so it's kind of like there's not really like, where's like the PS5 exclusives, man? Like, where are they? Like, where are they coming out in full force now, right? Like, that's what they need. Because Microsoft, dude, they've been buying up like Xbox Game Pass right now, untouchable, dude. That's the thing.
Because they're buying everything. It's not, Sony's like, wait,
that's the thing. So it's like Sony needs to be pumping out those exclusives, dude. Like they really do, because that's what Sony's always been known for. Instead, it seems like they're trying to chase after Microsoft when it's like, no, dude, you still got the power, Sony. Like you've had the power. Like people have switched over to PlayStation, 4, like, and then so it's like just give them a reason to go for the PS5, because I feel like the only reason to get a PS5 is because my PS4 is dying, and like I want to just port over the games from the PS4 onto the PS5. Like that's the only reason why I'd get a PS5. But it's like where's the exclusives, man? Like where are the system sellers?
I think they're coming.
They're coming. Oh,
which is not a good thing to say, but see, because there's actually, it was on the news that they are spending a lot of money on purchasing exclusives and like indie dev companies, and so I think their route is going to be quote unquote exclusives, and then a lot more like indie games than Microsoft.
When did the PS5 come out?
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
2 years ago? 3 years ago? Let me see, PS5.
They sold 20 million.
2020 November.
Oh yeah, 2 years. Oh yeah, 2 years this year.
So it's like it's 2 years into the system, and I don't know. I don't really feel like because I feel like with the PS4 and like the PS3, at least, even going back then, Last of Us and all those other exclusives, right? That we can list on, because it was really like the only thing that Xbox really had was like Gears of War and like Halo, and even then Gears of War was like, oh, okay, like if you enjoyed it, like yeah, like but Halo everyone respected, but now yeah, like basically, so it's like, but Xbox's or Microsoft's pivot was smart, because now in a way I feel like Sony's trying to chase after the Game Pass, when it's like they've overhauled the whole PlayStation Plus and their shenanigans that way, and it's like just give us good like first party or just exclusives, and like just give us that. That's the main reason why you buy a PS5, is for the solid exclusives, like and then Spider-Man, of course, it's coming to PC, and it's like that it was mainly like a PlayStation exclusive, right? And then now it's coming to PC, and it's just like, well, Xbox Game Pass is on PC, so it's like, if you know what I mean. So it's like it starts like it's a little bit. I don't know.
Do you think you would say the same thing if, like, just for example, like Xbox didn't have the Game Pass? Do you think PS5 would still be the underdog?
If Xbox didn't have Game Pass, I would say Xbox is dead. I would say that, like, as is right now, they don't really have
because there's no exclusives, don't exist for Xbox, right?
Yeah, like there's not. Well, I mean, there are like exclusives or whatever, but it's like they're not in the same vein that Sony has built up that reputation for, right? Mm-hmm. Like the you buy the PS5 in the hopes that you just get some banger exclusives just to dunk on your Xbox friends,
single
right?
player.
Like that's basically, yeah. So it's like, we got that with Spider-Man, of course. You got that with The Last of Us. First Last of Us, I should say, and then God of War, right?
I guess Horizon was that on Xbox? I don't think it was.
Horizon,
so they have also
Zero Dawn?
Yeah, that's not an Xbox, right?
No. I'm pretty sure that's exclusive, but I'm pretty sure it is, at least. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like I just want Sony to focus on them exclusives, man. It's just, I don't know how many times I got to reiterate that, but.
But I'm biased. I think they will, but I'm biased because
I mean, it's 2-3 years, man, sure, but it's just like, hey, a lot of people bought into the PS5 thinking that by now we'd be getting like good stuff, and I know games take time, but go ahead.
What if they're kind of stalling because they know stupid people are buying them through the millions, and so they're like, well, let's try to pump out more PlayStation 5 so everybody has them. And then they're gonna pump out the exclusives. Do you think they're that smart?
I don't know. That's a bit meticulous, I think. Like I don't know. Like because like you gotta imagine, like a lot of resellers, right? Mm-hmm. They're just holding on to these things. So I don't know how many PlayStations are actually in players' hands versus how many are just like being stockpiled. You know what I mean? Like so I don't know what's like how many people are actually like actively using their PlayStation, because I haven't touched the PlayStation since I got a PC, and consoles have been struggling compared to PC, so it's like, especially since Microsoft's been embracing the PC market, it's just like PlayStation just Nintendo's gonna do its own thing, right? So I don't really bring in Nintendo for this whole thing. So it's like
their own world.
I know someone's gonna mention like, well, what about Nintendo? So let me just get out of it. It's like Nintendo's in their own thing. They're always gonna make their whole thing has been first party exclusives with Mario, right? Like you're never gonna see Mario on an Xbox console, right? Like unless it gets somehow modded in. So I think Sony kind of has to try to do that in a way where it's like you're gonna be seeing first party exclusive games, top notch quality games, and that's what's been their stick. That's what got so many people from the Xbox 360 onto the PS4.
True.
And I think like they're kind of slipping because a lot of people are looking like the PlayStation Plus has never been like that great. If we're being honest, like it was always like, oh, okay, you get a game here and there, and sometimes it can be really good, but for the most part, they're kind of lackluster, right? And but it's like outside of that, it was like, because remember, you have to pay for online now. A lot of why people chose PS3 back in the day was because online was free. So it's like, and then again, we're going to be losing Call of Duty potentially on the PlayStation, right, in a few years because they're saying, well, at least the next 3 Call of Duties are going to be on there, right? So that, but it's we're kind of at PlayStation's a little bit at the mercy of Microsoft when it comes to that. So that's
it. Sue Microsoft, monopoly.
So it's like I'm getting worried just for Sony in general. Like I don't know if like. I think that I still 100% believe they can compete. I just don't think it's the smart play to be like, oh, well, we're going to try to get as many of these things out first, then start making the game. Unless they have a bunch of games like already like just
I think so.
getting worked on and they haven't 100%. Told us yet. So that holiday season this year, they're like, hey, we're going to be doing this, we're going to be doing that, start rolling things out for the next year. But it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I
think that's what they're doing. Because they make some big, really good single players. So I don't think they should really be announcing it until they're almost done. But see, this week is also Summerfest, so there's gonna be a bunch of trailers. So maybe there's just like the 30 minutes, like, oh hey, here's the VR stuff, some remakes.
Kind of get like the lower level stuff.
Yeah, out, like who cares about these? Like, here you go. This is what you're getting soon.
Yeah, and but then I'm like Street Fighter 6. Like, come on, you wouldn't be putting that.
I mean,
like
it's not a small community, but it's like a fighting game.
I get it, but I mean, I guess it's more like I know what you're saying. Like, I know what you're saying.
I'm not trying to poop on them. Like, I'm hyped for that.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
Like player based. Like
that one's the fans. Yeah, that's for the fans.
Like, yeah, I mean, because like, dude, I just want a Marvel versus Capcom game though. Like, I just
that's not gonna happen. So a streamer, Maximilian, dude. I don't know if you know. He's like the, I guess, macho man of fighting games, huge supporter. Yeah, so what are they called? Mortal Kombat people like have actually been trying, and they're just like, no. Like they've been trying for years to have like a Marvel vs. Capcom or something, and they just keep like saying, nah, we'll do it later, we'll do it later. So it's like, it's Capcom's fault. Mortal Kombat's just waiting. So it's like, said they gave us
Marvel vs. Capcom. Do you like, more? Do you remember Mortal Kombat and DC back in the day? That was good. I remember that game.
I think that should be the next game for NetherRealm. Mortal Kombat and DC again. Oh,
dude, do Capcom versus Mortal Kombat, dude. Like, there's such cool stuff that we can do. But we're getting off track though. But because that's like fantasy games that I want. I'm like, I need games. I
need games. Like, dang it.
Yeah. So it's like, but it's just, I don't know. Like, it's just the lineup in general kind of weak. I don't know. There's like, I never played Horizon Zero Dawn
or Forbidden West.
Yeah, like I've wanted to play it, but I just never did it. It looked interesting when it first came out, and I was like, oh shoot, I want to play it, but I just never did, and it kind of flipped through the cracks. It's free
on PlayStation Plus, to be honest.
So I don't know, but so I know there's like hype for that. Like a lot of people are looking forward. Season, A Letter to the Future. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I just saying blip.
Season, A Letter to the Future. That looked kind of interesting. Again, very indie though. Like it's for a small niche. A game that it looks like it's a game that's gonna make you cry at the end of the day though. Like it's kind of going for
I want
that.
Stray.
Stray. Everyone's been hyped for Stray.
You can get that for free on PlayStation Plus when it comes out. That's a side note.
So, oh, okay, yeah. But that's for PS4 and PS5, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's like, but like PS5 exclusive. I like it that they're still like putting things out for the last gen, but we need truly next gen titles.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like truly like things that push the PlayStation 5 that cannot be possible on the PS4.
I think they said that they're gonna stop making PS4 games in like 2025. I can't remember the year.
Yeah, so, yeah, they're trying to phase it out, which again, that goes into like a whole lot of different
don't have money.
Things like some people like the backwards support, or like some people want it so that they still come out for PS4. But it's one of those things where it's like it's tough as game developers to make the game work on like 6 different consoles, right? Because you're doing PC. It's not console, but you know what I mean, like platforms, right? Because then you're doing PC, maybe Switch, and then you're doing PS4, PS5, Xbox Series S, X1, Omega, Alpha, fridge. Whatever, like, like Ultimate, whatever they're on or whatever. Like, you got like 3-4 different Xboxes. You got it, and there's similar architecture or whatever, and blah blah blah. But it's still tough. Like getting everything to run, like baseline. Very similar. That's tough doing it across multiple consoles. And I'd rather have them drop last gen if it means we're getting better quality games, games that come out in a more timely manner. Because like that's what happened to Cyberpunk. They tried getting it to work on PS4 and it just did not work. It just did not work. Yep. And if they would have just dropped PS4, they would have just dropped last gen. It could have been saved a little bit. It could have been saved, maybe not as bad of a state. I don't know if that sacrifice would have been worth it or not at the end, because it just was a crapshoot the whole way down. But
same thing with Warzone, right?
Same thing with Warzone. Like it's just you got to give up, last gen. I think the way that we're making these games it's really hard to have things work on last gen and next gen consoles. I think well, I wouldn't say like, there's just like super great technological leaps, but it becomes harder and harder. And I'd rather have it. Huh?
It's time to let go.
I know. I still want my PS2 games, darn it. Like,
just do an emulator at that point.
Yeah.
We do not condone.
But I mean, just looking at like some of these other games, like Roller Dome, okay.
What about Eternites? Huh? An action game dating simulator?
Okay. And I wanted to kind of bring that up for last, because I was like, low-key. That's new. It was like that. This is in my realm. This is in my realm. And then I kind of was like,
it looks kind of good.
I was like, I don't know, like turn-based, I would have been all here for it. I like my turn-based, JRPGs. Like,
I'm a sucker for them. Ricky.
So, but action is fine. Like I like these games too. I am kind of interested. I don't know.
In the dating part,
I don't know, man. It's I can't knock it, because you got Persona 5, with their whole little they kind of have like their little dating sim inside of that, and that was pretty good. So I don't know. It's I'm like rewatching the trailer. It did kind of look interesting. It's early 2023, so who knows? Maybe it'll be good. I don't know if I'll pick up that day one. I think it's more like a game. I feel like that's just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Like I feel
you have the
like
cash to spare. You're like, I have nothing else to play. One of those games.
I was like, Like, I don't know if I'm going to put the $60-$70 in for that one, but.
An action dating game. I love that.
But I was like, it was a little like unironic little pog that was kind of like, what? What is this? Like, I was not expecting the dating sim part though. I was like, it's gonna be kind of like your generic, like anime protag kind of like game, and I was like, interesting twist. I mean, there's been other kind of dating sim games, but it seems like they're leaning very heavily into like the dating sim thing, like the way that they kind of
it's like interesting what they're doing. What else do they talk about? VR games, if you're interested. I mean, Resident Evil Village in VR. If you like,
we already know what everyone's gonna be doing that for. So.
I'm not gonna even say it. We're PG-13, but if you like tall vampire ladies. There's mods out there. Enjoy.
Yeah, so like overall, I think it's kind of Street Fighter 6.
You don't like Final Fantasy, right?
Final Fantasy never really like.
Because I know they showed the new trailer for that too, right? So.
That's the original one where he was like chaos. There's chaos everywhere.
Oh yeah, that
or something like that, right? It's like,
that came out.
Where's chaos?
That, right? Wait,
I need to fight chaos.
I think it came out.
Was that the one, or is that a different one?
No, so Final Fantasy 16 is like the next one in the main series. It looks cool. I mean, there's a lot of like dragons fighting each other, and visually, of course, it looks beautiful. But that's to be expected with Final Fantasy. Do I know anything about it?
Fantasy game. It's gonna look sick. Like, you're gonna get your cool, fancy, like, sick fighting.
See, that's a PS5 game. Is what I'm saying. Right.
Yeah.
That's like that. Yeah. That's what PS5 games should be.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's a Final Fantasy game. If you've been playing Final Fantasy, you're gonna enjoy it. I don't
like 30 games they have.
Yeah, it's like there's like 100 other games, dude. Like, you just pick one and try it, and like, you like it, you like it. But I've never gotten into Final Fantasy. I mean, I've tried it a little bit, like, as a kid, but I never really like gravitated towards it a lot. So I don't know. We'll be seeing it though. But I think Final Fantasy has like an interesting history though, like in terms of gaming in general. So it'd be interesting to see this one come out, because I do remember there's that trailer like where it was just like chaos. You must harness chaos or whatever. It was like something like, it was kind of cringe. I know you were talking about that.
Very cringe.
But I don't know. We'll see. It's a Square Enix game.
They always make good games. They always look beautiful. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Are you actually excited? I'm changing subjects for Street Fighter 6.
Like, I want to play a new fighting game. That's why. And Street Fighter 6 is gonna, dude. I haven't bought a Street Fighter game since the 3DS version that came out, bro. And I was obsessed with that, dude.
We should get the recent one. Yeah, that one's really good.
But that's the thing. I'm like, I feel like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's too late to kind of jump on. You know what I mean? Like, when you I feel like it's too late to kind of join.
Popping. That game's still popping.
I mean, yeah. Okay, but I've always been holding out for like a Marvel versus Capcom game. That's the thing too. I've been holding out for that, and it's just like, it's like, because I like Smash Bros, of course, and like that's like my main fighting game that I'll play. But like, I want another one that I can really get into. And like, I kind of wanted to be Street Fighter 6, because I owned it, like, especially like the arcade, like Street Fighter 2 and all that. Just
they're
like,
hard.
I enjoyed that. Yeah, no, they're tough. But like, yeah, like, because I don't know, like, I feel like I didn't really like. I mean, Mortal Kombat 11 is good. I liked 10 a little bit better personally. I think mechanically I like it. Just, I don't think it's better, but I just think like it flowed with me a bit better. Like the way that my play style and everything, I felt like 10 was like, it just worked with me a bit better. So, like, I've been wanting to get fighting because, like, Nick flopped, right? I enjoyed that. I played it a lot, and then the online community just died, right? Like, there wasn't a lot of people. and then, they would just do the infinite combo on you, and it's kind of lame.
Well, Multiverse I thought about getting it.
Yeah, Multiverse coming out soon, but I almost got into Guilty Gear because, my best friend, he got into it. And then, so I was like, oh, I kind of want to get it. I kind of want to get into it. And so, like, but then I'm like, you know what? I saw the Street Fighter 6, and I'm like, I think I want to get into it. But we'll see, though, because, of course, time will tell. I just, like...
That's not till next year,
I want
right?
a good fight. Yeah, I know. Like, so I don't know if my hype will still be there for a year later, but it's like, I want a good fighting game to, like... I want, like, a new fighting game. I don't know. We'll see what Multiverse is, because maybe I'll just get attached to Multiverses, and then I'll be like...
That'd be cool.
Or maybe I'll see Street Fighter 6 and then with Multiverse, I'm like, I don't want to play with you no more. And then, just drop them and go. But I actually like Street Fighter. I've enjoyed it as a kid. Like, I liked it a lot. And I just, like, I haven't bought a Street Fighter game in so long. And I always used to get my, kind of, Capcom fix with, like, Marvel versus Capcom 3. Like, that was, like, on PS3. Yep. That was, like...
Long time ago.
That was so long ago. Because they put out another one that was kind of trash.
Oh, yeah, the recent one, or recent-ish one.
Yeah,
nobody liked that one. That was a cringe one, yeah.
Yeah. Because I did like Fighters, the Dragon Ball, it was like
that's
Fighters,
actually,
right? Yeah.
That's still good.
That one was good, and I enjoyed that. And then, yeah, like, I've bounced around to a lot of fighting games, but I've never come back to Street Fighter in a while. So,
have you tried Tekken?
And of course... you know what? I played Tekken before. I'm not saying it's bad. It's unintuitive for me. For whatever reason, I just can't.
What? Really?
I'm just. Yeah,
you can move around the map probably.
I think the 3D part gets me. I think that's what it is. Because it's like I've enjoyed it. Like kind of like what's the other one, like Soul Calibur? Or whatever, right? Like it's kind of like. like
that's a good game.
I've always had an appreciation for them, but I think I just enjoy like the 2D fighting game.
I agree.
It's the back and forth, right? And that's why I like Smash, because you do kind of get like that almost 3D feeling, as in because you're platforming and doing like stuff, but it's like I don't know. I like that just single plane of existence. Like when you're fighting, like I don't like to be like doing the like stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe I can't. Yeah, like I can't really like get. I don't know what it is. Like my brain's just like no. And so, but yeah, dude. Like I genuinely want to play Street Fighter. I don't know. Because like me and my friends, we play like different fighting games when everyone come over. So it's like I want a fighting game, fresh. Right, Street Fighter 6. No one's played it. We're gonna learn it from the beginning, and then we're all on that equal playing field. I think that's what I'm really looking forward to. It's like kind of like something fresh, something new. Because we'll play like Mortal Kombat 10 or like 11, but then it's like of course, or Guilty Gear, of course. But then like or like Smash Bros. Right? Like but the thing is like I'll play more Smash Bros. So of course I'm gonna win a little bit more often. But if I play them against like Mortal Kombat. Or whatever, then it's like, oh, they're gonna win more often, and of course, like, and then Guilty Gear, of course, like one of my friends knows like the infinite combo, so it's like, well, I can't do anything, so like we basically banned Guilty Gear whenever we hang out, because it's like, no, he just does the combo and then you just put the controller down and wait to die. That's literally all it is. So it's like I think it'd be fun to have a new fighting game where it's like we all can just like figure it out. I think that'll be fun to like invite
nothing this year though, sadly. Well, multiverses, but
yeah, but that's not until a year from now, so we'll see. Who knows, maybe everyone just forgets about it in a year. I don't think so, but
or a bunch of like really good games are coming out this year because of Summerfest.
Yeah, like of course, like we
have to redo this podcast episode.
Yeah. But I hope more stuff gets announced. I really do. That's kind of like my main takeaway with this is like I really want there to be more stuff. I mean, Aetheryte looks interesting. I don't know if I'd pay money for it, like kind of thing. Like
that's not like a serious
like on
game.
Stale. But it's not something you're gonna buy and play like seriously. Like I mean, no disrespect if you're hyped for it. Like, it's just I don't know what to tell you, but Stray looks good. That's going to be free, so for PlayStation Plus. So, and then
in the end, we'll still be playing Warzone.
Callisto.
Protocol? I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what it's called.
That one did look interesting, but yeah, I mean, December 2nd, so we got to wait till the end of the year. But oh man.
So I guess Warzone all year, and then Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Which trailer tomorrow, by the way. Oh no, 2 days. So that's another.
So hype. So by the time we see it, we're gonna have to react to it the next weekend. It's not next week yet.
Well, by a door.
So I don't know. Yeah. All right. Well,
wrap it.
Any closing thoughts?
No, I just want to play a video game.
Go back to Warzone. The Warzone grind.
I just hate that state of play. It's so boring. 30 minutes. Even like the Nintendo Direct last one was like, ugh.
It's because they lost Smash. They lost Smash, so everyone would go and watch it to be like, oh, what character they're gonna announce, or is there gonna be any mention of like Smash Bros or anything?
We didn't even talk about Sonic.
We kind of lost that. Dude, Sonic.
No, I don't want to talk about that game. That game is stupid. Don't even think about it. Don't buy it. Don't watch the trailer. Don't watch whatever gameplay in air quotes. That game is, I don't know.
Sega, you were getting so much good faith from the fans.
Nope.
They just ruined it.
Like 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, guys. Well, I don't want to talk about Sonic. That makes me cry. But if you liked what you listened to, I'd very much appreciate if you guys leave follow, a like, subscribe, whatever works on your platform. If you're on YouTube, drop a comment. Let us know what you thought. What games are you hyped for? What games are you not hyped for? What are you looking forward to hopefully being announced? I mean, there's still games out there that we could be getting. Maybe, Dark Horse or something will appear out of nowhere. But if you want to watch, just play some games or continue the conversation, check us out on our Twitch, twitch.tv/PassThePopCulture. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, about 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're a little late on that today, but that's what we try to roll with. But if you want to know when we do go live, follow us on Twitter. again, everything's past the pop culture. Our Instagram. We also have a Hover. We have TikTok where we post little funny clips of us doing random stuff. And yeah, I think that's all the announcements. I think we're all good. So we'll be signing off. All right. Appreciate you guys listening.
Peace.